your story, right, about a horse during our last class. Did anyone remember what exactly the story is about? Where did horse go and demanded to change its way into a very perfect manner? Any idea? Where did horse go? Where did the horse go to change itself again to a more beautiful manner? Whom did the horse meet? Very good, Arpika. So the horse met God, and from that only he asked for long legs, slim legs, and long neck. Okay, so what has been changed into? What did the horse change itself into? No, it's not changed into a giraffe. Okay, yes. So it changed itself into a camel. Okay, so the camel was the thing. So what was the value here? What is the main value which we spoke about in this horse? Main value. What is the value of life from this lesson we learned? What was the value? So maybe your first note, speed. Yes, be content with what you have was very good. So not to be very greedy, should be happy with what we have. Okay, so put into words. Okay, be content with what you have was the first thing. So you're not supposed to humilify yourself or humility towards yourself. Okay, so you have to be happy with whatever things you have. Maybe it may be your appearance or it may be other than your appearance. So it's like you're not supposed to be not discount. You should not have what like humility towards yourself. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so being greedy and being content is different ones. Being greedy, maybe it comes on materialistic things, while content and happiness, what you guys told me, it's the exact word for humility. Okay, all right. So I think we've completed the correct options to complete sentences, and I hope you are thorough with the lesson which we talked. Okay, so we'll just move on to the next thing. So here they've asked you to, there is no respect for others without humility in oneself. So that is actually a topic like thing, and you're supposed to write 100 words. So you are supposed to write, elaborate it. Okay, so there is no respect for others without humility in oneself. So that was the topic they've given. So what exactly the saying has been told by Henry Frederick Amenel. So he was the one who told this actually. There is no respect for others without humility in oneself. So you're not supposed to be humility. You should not have humility towards yourself. Like maybe you may be very fair, some may be very dark complexion, they may have dark complexion, or some may be very tall, some may be very short. All those things everyone will be facing when you come to your appearance, but you're not supposed to regret to what you are having. Okay, or maybe along comes the house. Okay, or maybe your house may be small, house may be very big, some maybe have very what fancy things, some might not. So you're not supposed to be very hatred or should not regret to yourself. So that's what this topic is all about. So there is no respect for others without humility. When you have humility towards yourself, what happens is when you see others or when you respect others also, you don't seem them, they value you. Okay, so personally it is not a very good thing. Okay, first thing you have is self-respect towards yourself, a good estimation or a very positive estimation towards yourself, so that when others sees you also, they will always see you in your positive way. So that's what this line is all about. So there's no respect for others without humility in oneself. All right, so we'll be going on to the next thing. I hope we have not discussed this. So you're supposed to relate it. Okay, so which is the correct option which can be related towards it, you can just tell. So first thing is, during summer your best friend is going to Spain for a holiday, but your parents decide to take you to the city in India where your grandparents stay. So you wish you could also go to an exciting place. Will you throw a tantrum and complain about your parents' choice? That is your option A. Option B is, decide to explore your grandparents' city and have an exciting holiday too. So which will be your option? So maybe you throw a tantrum, or this B is desire to explore your grandparents. Good. So your options are option B, and that's the right answer. And moving on to the second question is, it's your house helps sons. Okay. So maybe your the housekeepers, right? They come their son's birthday, and she invites you to party at her home. She's inviting you for a party at her home. So you humbly thank her and take along a thoughtful gift to the party, or snub her because you believe your social status is much higher than your house helps. Good. So your option will be option A, because since they are also kid, you are supposed to value them, and they are also human being. You always should give your respect. Okay, so utmost respect to your house helpers also. Very good. And moving on to third, option 3, you have bagged the first prize in annual quiz contest, and everybody is congratulating you. Another participant in the content contest asks you for some tips on how to be a good quizzer. So will you ignore the participant because you don't have time for your silly questions, or the option B, politely give the participant a patient hearing? What you'll be doing? Okay, some told me option A. So option A, those who have chosen option A, okay, are not supposed to do the ignorance. Ignorance was very bad thing. Okay, so you're not supposed to ignore even your friends, or you may be a stranger, so it's not very good to ignore. So option B is right. So politely give the participant a patient hearing. Okay, so very good. And moving on to your last relation, your uncle visiting from Singapore gives you a PlayStation model that is not available in India. You invite all your friends for an evening at home. Will you A, simply enjoy your friends' pleasure in playing with your PlayStation, or show off the PlayStation and only let them touch but not play with it? Okay, so that's a mixed answer. Whether it's A or B. All right, some of you are telling you A. All good. So you are supposed to play with your friends and not just show off. Okay, so show off again. Showing off is also a very bad habit. So I recommend you not to show off like that. Good. Okay, so the next here, next is like they've given you an acting game. So write the name of superstars from films, sports, of your lives. So we have to choose of being humble or arrogant in every situation. Follow the instructions to play this game. So first thing, what you are supposed to do is write the names of well-known superstars from films, sports, other walks of life. And what are second thing is, fold the note and put them in a bowl. Make pairs. And the third is, pair that has act like superstar whose name is on their note. Pretend the superstar is being requested by a crowd of fans for autograph. Fourth is, one partner must act as proud superstar and the other one as act as an humble superstar. So this is what the acting game is all about. So maybe we can do it when your school starts. We'll move on to the next thing. Okay, so next thing which we have given is remember. So what are the things you are supposed to remember from your unit number 2? Okay, so second, now whatever we are going to do is like remember whatever I am telling you now. First thing is, humility offers you a complete freedom from desire to impress or get ahead. Humility offers you complete freedom from the desire to impress or get ahead. So first thing is, offers you complete freedom. It gives you freedom to desire to impress or go ahead. Humility helps you to reject stereotypes. Stereotypes, what is called as stereotypes? Being stereotypical. Okay, I don't want anyone to switch on your videos. Kindly switch it off. Safa and Shweta. Okay, so humility helps you to reject stereotypes. Being stereotypical is you are not supposed to talk in very two ways. Okay, if you are talking about, maybe if you have friends, okay, one is a for, okay, so when, both of them have done something wrong, and what you are supposed to do is, you have either one, you have to always support which is on the right side. So being a stereotype, what exactly the word stereotype is, like if one is acting, one is wrong also, you are also supporting them, also supporting those who have done the right, both you are supporting both of them, then you are called as stereotype. So what it happens is they help you to reject stereotypes. And third one is being humble. Learn you humble, you learn to value all life on this earth as important. You always should be very humble and not you're not supposed to be proud peacocks. Okay, so whatever you have, you are, if you are from a very high society, or if you are having very good grades, okay, excellent grades, some may score maybe the class first, but still you are supposed to be humble. Okay, so you need to be humble very well. If you are down to earth only, God will be giving you blessings enough. And next one is will teach us to listen more and speak less. So what it is, humbleness, what helps you is like they help you to speak more. Okay, so they help you to speak more, and they help you to speak less and listen more. Speak less and listen more. What exactly speaking less and listen more is, when someone is giving you advice or someone is talking to you, you're supposed to listen to them first, and when it is a very right thing to do, you are supposed to keep speaking less. Okay, when you hear more only, you gain lots of knowledge. Even when it is something like uh, something like it's in a very good way. Okay, everyone gives you a very good things to understand, so you're supposed to listen more and speak less. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, I don't want anyone to screen share, and I don't want anyone to do your Ahmad Rasim, can you switch off your screen sharing? If you're not doing it, then to maybe on the next class you'll be facing your consequences. Okay, I don't want anyone to play during the classes by switching on your videos and doing all sorts of things. It's a very bad habit, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Fourth one is being humble. You will respect other people's option and thus earn their respect. So fourth is being humble. You will respect other people's option and earn their respect. How can you earn others' respect is when you are being humble only you can earn others' respect. And the thing is, being humble, you will confidently take the opportunity to grow, improve. So when you are improving, how you improve is when you are to a down to earth person only you can improve. A humble life brings contentment, patience, forgiveness, and compassion. So when you are very humble, contentment, patience, forgiveness, and compassion will also come. So this is what the things you are supposed to remember. Okay, so okay, please don't do that, Rasim. Okay, it's not a very good thing to do. Try to avoid whatever you're doing it. Learn, try to observe the classes. Okay. So next one, what they have given is read the quotation given here. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. So here you are supposed to write the incidents where you are humble. I want you to encounter, like, can you recall some of the incidents where you were humble, and I want you to type it out. Okay, so where you maybe in your home or maybe in your class. Okay, so some might have appreciated you in a very to a very content. Okay, maybe you have scored marks, or maybe you have got gold medal in your athletics or something like that, but at that time you remained humble and you were like, okay, you did not show off like getting more marks. You did not show off like that. Maybe your parents would have appreciated you, but you did not show off in front of them, but you remained humble. I want you to type out some that such incidents now. Okay. Okay, for drawing, you've got your medal and you remained humble. Very good, Jivisha. Okay, okay. No, please don't share the screen. Okay, don't share the screen. Maybe it may be a mistake, but don't do that again. All right. Now, please tell me this. Now, how did you remain humble? I want everyone to type out your answers. You can recall some events from your life and you can just type it out. Maybe one or two. Jivisha has answered like for general proficiency. Very good. So for general proficiency, you've got and you remained humble. Very good. That's a very good gesture. So see, all might not get this opportunity, but once you're getting your opportunity and remain humble is like next year and the upcoming years also you may get general proficiency because of the humbleness and the hard work which we are putting down. Good. Any other incidents like that? No, in English class. Respect elders, okay. In English class, okay. In English class, you remain humble. Good. In for spell bee, okay. For craft, okay. Some incidents from your home. Okay, you got first praise in running race and you remained humble. Okay. Okay, what is humbleness according to you? Okay, then you'll be finding something, and there is a time to remain humble. Okay, no issues, Tarun. You did a story and you was humble. Okay, good. Maths. Okay, not showing off. Very good, Advika. So like being humble states like not showing off. Art from waste metal and got a certificate and you were humble. Okay, done. So this is what your unit number 2 is all about. So that's all about unit number 2. So third one is Gulliver's Travels or Gulliver's Adventures. I hope you are well aware of this story, Gulliver's Travel. So before going into the Gulliver's Travel, what is the value which we are going to talk here is about non-violence. Okay, before going into non-violence, can you just tell me, when you hear the word non-violence, who comes to your mind? Automatically, who is coming to your mind when you hear the word non-violence? Very good. Gandhi ji. FPJ. No. Not APJ. Gandhi ji. Okay. Gandhi, he's called as the father of our nation, and non-violence, he was the one who did this non-violence movement, and he, of course, he succeeded in it. So can you tell me which was the year India got independence? In which year did India get independence? Very good, 1947. So till that, there have been lots of problems, lots of hurdles. Okay, so nearly for 100 years, British was ruling, and this man in non-violence movement, he actually acquired India from the British. Okay. So non-violent, there have been lots of things. Maybe the one major incident is Satyagraha. So during that time, they faced lots of challenges, but reminded, okay, it was 200 years. Okay. So, but they remind to be in a non-violent manner, and that's how they went on. Yeah, you call it as ahimsa. Okay, so here we have talked about another man, just like non-violent just like Gandhi. So here we are talking about Anna Hazare. So Anna Hazare in 2011 participated in non-violent Satyagraha movement, camping for a passion, a stronger anti-corruption Lokpal bill. So there was a maybe in 2011, back then there was a problem which is like John Lokpal bill was there. So what is like corruption? So people nowadays are getting into more corrupted world, right? So because of that, what they told, there was a bill has to be passed, and they have not yet passed. So that was actually a very big problem at the year of 2011. So what this man Anna Hazare did was he actually participated in non-violent Satyagraha movement. So when the Prime Minister of India refused his demands, Anna Hazare went on a peaceful fast. So he just sat, and he also underwent fasting. So Anna Hazare non-violent protest attracted students, corporate executives, street vendors, pensionees, activists, even media to join the movement. The protest spread all over the country. With the 5-day, the government gave into Anna Hazare, and the bill has been passed. Okay, so this is how non-violent movement is all about. Okay, so this is one major movement, and I hope you are aware of in Tamil Nadu you had this Jallikattu protest also. That was also a non-violent protest, but later on it went into a disaster, but still that was also a non-violent protest. So maybe if you are not so very violent and you undergo this non-violent patience and all those things, you acquire what you deserve. Okay, so that is all about. So Gulliver's Travel. So here Gulliver's Travel is the story which we are going to see today. So probably I'll just tell you what exact, only the outline I'll just tell you. We'll just read about the story maybe on the next class. So here a man called as Gulliver, he's actually from England. So he's meeting two kinds of people. So one people who is like 6 inches tall. Okay, so this much maybe, or 6 inches tall. In the scale that will be inch, right? That is 6 inches tall people. And the other people he's meeting is like giants. Okay, so giants, those two people he is just meeting, and what are the experiences he's just undergoing in between them is what the story is all about, the Gulliver's Travel. So in Gulliver's Travels, one okay, so first thing is like what wait, let me just tell you what happened. What is main thing is like, when you talk about England those days, like they'll always go on expenditures and they used to find new countries, capture it, all those things will be happening. Okay, so England is actually here in India also. Yeah, the British is from England. Okay, England people only, they just laid their hands in here. Okay, so likewise also in Paris, in some kind of French France and all, also England, they went inside and they got it commotion and they ruled over the places. So England, it's mainly used for violence activity. So you have lots of guns, lots of things, bloodsheds, everything will be done. So this story is about how the non-violence can be done. Okay, so non-violently how everything is being done. And that man Gulliver, he's a traveler, so he's experiencing kinds of people, he's visiting them, and how he's coming. It's actually a novel, it's a very big stories, but put into short, they've just given in 2 pages. But two things only it's mainly is, one is like one people is them, he's meeting 6-inch people, and the other one is like very giants people, and he's meeting them, and he's encountering two different kinds of troubles. Okay, so two different kinds of troubles, two different kinds of experience in the world, and how he's going and telling the people in England. That's what it is all about. Okay. Okay, so who is this now typing, copying and pasting everything? Okay, yeah, that's what, don't do those things, ma. All right, so I think you're thorough with your lesson 1 and your lesson 2. Any doubts so far till your unit number 1 and unit number 2? Okay, so if you're not having any doubts, and okay, if you're not having any doubts, we'll just move on again to a gist of Gulliver's Travel. Okay, so he's going first, he's what exactly he's doing, I'll just tell you. Just a minute. Okay, so Gulliver is actually, his name is Lemuel Gulliver. Okay, so his name is actually Lemuel Gulliver, who wrote this novel here. It was actually written by Jonathan Swift. Okay, his name is Jonathan Swift. So he was the one who wrote this famous travels, the Gulliver's Travels. So in this book, it is actually, they mocked the English society. So at that time, not now, people, when they were too old, okay, now England people, they used to fight against a nation. So that time the norms was very strict. Okay, so he actually mocked whatever he just mocked the England. Mocking is like, he just outshaded England, and he created the novel called as Gulliver's Travels. So he's also known how life experiences can influence human nature. Whatever the experience you're getting through, or whatever the experience you're going through, that can actually change one's person life. Okay, so that's what he also told about this in Gulliver's Travel. So Gulliver's Travel, Gulliver, his full name is Lemuel Gulliver. So he's actually married to a surgeon. So he's actually married to a surgeon. So where he is married is from Nottinghamshire, England. So Nottingham, I think you would have heard about the area Nottingham. So in England, so he is actually a pensions traveler. He's also a traveler. So he leads out a fateful voyage in South Seas. Okay, so when he is moving on in the South Sea, okay, he is facing challenges, and he just goes and bumps into a people called the small sized people. So that island, you call it as Lilliput Island. Okay, so people in that island, he was called, they are called as Lilliput Island, and he just gets there, and he's just what they are keeping as him a captive. Okay, so he was population here fully of tiny people. Okay, it's very small, tiny people are being present in that. So they capture Gulliver, and as he sleeps, and carry him to a capital city, and chained him inside a large abandoned temple. So what, this man is like 6 feet tall, but those people are 6 inches tall, so they see him as a giant. So they are just keeping with millions of like more number of threads, and things are sacks, everything has been taken, and they just capture him, and then keeping him in a abandoned temple. So they are just keeping him in an abandoned temple. But even though they have been keeping him as a slave, but he became really a very good friend to those people of Lilliput. Okay, so yeah, especially the emperor, he just becomes friendly with the emperor. So he introduces Gulliver to their customs. Okay, so he rich customs and all, everything. This emperor is introducing Gulliver. Maybe he took Gulliver as a very good friend. So for one example was his instead of staffing his cabinet with capable administrator, emperor chooses guys to perform dangerous form of rope dancing. So how the emperor is taking the people from this cabinet administration. Cabinet administration is how to rule that country, particular country. There will be lots of ministers will be present. So just like a chief minister and number of ministers, like that, cabinet ministers will be present. So he's going, what he's doing is dangerous things has been doing. They have to do dangerous things, and they'll be taken as a cabinet ministers. So like when rope will be tied, and they have to dance, or sorry, walk on the top of the rope. So like that, rope dancing. So the emperor asked Gulliver to help him in war also. He is also helping, Gulliver was also being helping the people in Lilliput by winning the war against what area is Blefuscu area. So he call it a Blefuscu. So it's like, it's also a small kingdom. So what he's doing is going and taking all the ships. For him, the ships that is very big. For him, it's just like a toy ship only. He's been capturing everything and coming, and he is helping those people to win, that is the Lilliput people, to win the kingdom over that. Okay, so these are some of the things he done for that particular country. So even though if he was very grateful to the Lilliputians, they started to feel the jealousy. So the people around the emperor, okay, so they started to feel the jealousy because the emperor is so very close with the Gulliver. Okay, so that's why they started to feel jealousy. So what happened is like they are then those two, there was two men. So one was called Admiral Skyresh, and the other one was Film Map. So what they do was they influence the emperor by bad thoughts about Gulliver, maybe, so that they told the Gulliver has to be executed. What is called as executed is means chopping the head out. Okay, so that's called as execution. So executing it. So they planned of executing Gulliver, but somehow the Gulliver escaped from that and went to another area, so maybe about that is, maybe we'll just talk about in the next class. Okay, it's not a lily out, it's called Lilliput. It's the name of that island. You call the island Lilliput. So Jonathan was the one who returned, and he was the author of the novels. Novel, when you talk about novel, it's about maybe about 100 or 300 pages and above, but it's given in a 2-page for your class. Any doubts so far in the story? Any doubts you have so far? Maybe we'll continue the other story in the next class. Any doubts? Yes. Executed means killing. Executed means killing. Okay, so do your activities also. The two activities you are supposed to complete anyone. So try to submit it as soon as possible. So your last date will be on Friday, and that will be end of it. So before Friday, I want everyone to submit your project also, so that I'll be posting you the next activity. That is your germination activity. So you can post that also. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.